So we're looking at the 3028 Commando. We're working our way through all of the tech manuals, A to Z, looking at the iconic mechs, looking at the Tactica, and as we compare and contrast different tech levels and manuals, seeing how these mechs have shifted and how they've upgraded, and asking the question, building the checklist, have certain things changed regarding these mechs? We've been jumping in with the light mechs. Let's look at the Commando. Commando is interesting because it is one of those mechs that is included in the Game of Armored Combat starter set. And that means at whatever tech level you choose to pursue it at, it's good to know. It's got some Tactica. The Commando, I find, and I do regularly play the Commando and I enjoy it, but I find it to be a very dangerous mech. And I say dangerous because its firepower brings a lot more to bear than just a light mech. It fools you. It fools you into thinking it's maybe a medium mech. We see this with the tonnage. Battletech, the classes light, medium, heavy, assault are all broken out by tonnage. But there's this blurry line, right? There's this blurry line where when I get into the high-end, high-tonnage light mechs, and we immediately make that jump to the lower echelon light, medium mechs, where's that line? And while it's important to understand the Tactica based on tonnage, there's always some machines that play a little differently. And I find that with the Commando. It's very easy based on the short-range punch of weapons, because we've got the SRM-6, we've got the SRM-4, and we've got the medium laser. That's got bite. Those are three kind of primary weapons. We've got the 6-pack, we've got the 4-pack. Usually you see maybe a 2-pack. That's got some bite. But we don't have any armor. I mean, not that it's under-armored, but it becomes really interesting when you look at the armor of light mechs and just compare that to lower echelon medium mechs. Light mechs really can't get hit. And we've talked about the fact that you want to use speed and range and positioning and all that. But the Commando is this duality where I want to get up there. If I'm going to hit you with the 6 and 4-pack and the medium laser, and I'm going to push that, I almost want to be point blank. Now, ideally, if I can get point blank rear armor, great. Absolutely great. And we'll talk about the little buddy system in a moment, but it's very, very easy to bite off more than we can chew with the Commando. So that's kind of the first piece. Speed, okay, no jump, 6'9". Not bad. I'd like it to be a little faster. Maybe that's, I want everything in a light mech, but running 9 still is good because I can move enough hexes to throw up the modifiers. I can throw up a 6, which gives me some good modifiers, and also be able to pivot or move. It's not the quickest. It's not the slowest. It's solid for that, and I'm willing to make those concessions because it's mounting some pretty decent weapons. But I want to get close. Now, that's not to say Battletech 101. As soon as you're in range, we haven't even crunched the numbers. You need 12s to hit. I'm going to start shooting because you never know. You start shooting, and everyone has a plan until the missiles start raining and the lasers start zapping. But ideally, we're going to get close. I see this mech as a light mech hunter, having the ability to engage, to skirmish, to drive off other light mechs. And in doing so, there's only a few light mechs that would make me scared. Maybe the Panther, because it's got that PPC, but it's only one shot. The Jenner, definitely. The Jennifer Jenner has that duality of speed plus significant weapons. That would make me scared as a Commando pilot, but I've still got a little bit of bite to go against that Jenner. But any other lower echelon light mech, I'm going to bully it. I'm going to be aggressive with it. Now I see the Commando in a lighter Lance as a little buddy mech. A little buddy mech is the type of mech that adds a little more firepower to a situation. Let's say we can get rear armor. I've got a Lance moving up. Let's say, okay, first mechs that come to mind, no battle value, Fritz on the spot. I've got a Zeus, I've got a Warhammer, I've got a Hunchback, because I'm bringing that 20, and I've got a Commando. If I'm pushing that forward to engage you, I'm going to try and gang up on one specific type target, one specific type mech. I'm going to try and lock you in with the Zeus or the Warhammer. Then I'm going to have the Commando try to get rear armor, bring that AC-20 to bear, whatever mech I get behind you. So I'm going to have one of my heavies lock you, then I'm going to have one try to get behind. Let's say the Warhammer, the little buddy on the Commando, he goes and he tries to get rear armor also. He's not going to punch through your rear armor, but adding the firepower of the missiles and the spread on the SRM-6, the SRM-4, the medium laser, if I can have something else punch through to internal rear armor, that's going to add on some extra dice. And same thing with forward-facing armor. If I can have the Commando work with another type of mech where that mech punches through first, then think of it as an increased chance for criticals. So an interesting machine at that tech level, both with the Game of Armored Combat starter set and the 3028. Let's bully some light mechs. Let's still stay away from the Jenner and the Panther. And let's work as a little buddy to the rest of the Lance mates, but being very, very careful, because much like the Firestarter and a few other mechs, the firepower, using it aggressively, will fool you into thinking you are a lower level, lower echelon medium mech, which you are not. Check the armor stats. Check them. Not the worst for a light mech, but certainly you take a couple of hits, you're leaving arms and legs and other components on the battlefield.